ano de circuito, 40 competições, milhares e milhares de reais em premiação distribuída, 97 participantes. Tudo termina agora. CBSC2, a decisão. Quem será o campeão brasileiro de StarCraft 2? Puxou os VCS, ele puxou os VCS, pelotão.
Mas na hora que eu vi a vitória, cara, foi um arrepio na coluna. Ou algo assim que eu cheguei a regalar o olho e falar, cara, eu consegui. Eu consegui.
Mostrar pra todos porque eu mereço estar lá entre os 4 melhores do circuito nacional de StarCraft 2.
Gavico vai puxar os VCS pra defesa, é a última defesa do jogo do Ian. Derrubou o pilar, apagou tudo! Apagou tudo, mas tem que se defender com 4 tormentos. Sem temor algum, campeão da resistência, seu espírito é um. Já doeu, já caí, já senti o gosto do chão. Nunca fui especial, forjado na desilusão. Eu sei bem que só acredita, apenas não te empurra. Oca é treino, é repetição, na forja do campeão. It's about time.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit, el Circuito Brasileiro, baby Brasileiro. Here we go. We are here. We are back. We have returned with the lower brackets. Oh, with the lower bracket matchup here with our lower brackets finals. Let's go. We just wrapped up with Eric versus INexorable. Eric took the series 3-0, did advance on to the grand finals, and now is waiting for the winner of this series. INexorable, he has another chance here to redeem himself. INexorable going up against Shakti in a best of 5. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Also, I love Cosmos in that outro video, or in that intro video. He's so good, baby. He's so good. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. Oh my god. But yes, we have our best of 5 here in INexorable versus Shakti. Players are ready, they are set. We are good to go. Bam. Okay, just catching up on our venue here. To have our venue, we do have INexorable once again setting up with his RGB setup with his keyboards. Love to see. And likewise, we have Shakti. We have Shakti here in our player cam slot number 2, was also just preparing his own setup here, getting ready for this best of 5. Beautiful. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh my god. But again, I hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Hope you've all been having a great, lovely weekend as well. It's been an intense weekend of StarCraft. Again, remember, we did just wrap up the EWC Global Qualifiers, then bam, into the Brazilian StarCraft circuit, and then bam, I'm gonna go to bed, wake up in time for some sparkling tuna cup, into some more EWC qualifiers. So the non-stop StarCraft continues, man. Continues. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah. We'll make it, man. We can make it. We can make it. Oh god. I think we've been live for 9.5 hours. 9.5 hours. Of course, we did go live at midnight. Now it is 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So, oh boy. If we can make it. We can make it. I feel like this should be around a 12-hour cast. Around 12 hours. So we're almost there. We're almost there. We're nearing the tail end. Again, we still have 2 matches ahead of us. 1 best of 5 and 1 best of 7 remaining, of course. Ooh. To crown our Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit champion. Oh boy. Here we go. Looks like vetoes are done. Vetoes are complete, and game 1 is going to be on Pylon. It's going to be on Pylon. Getting ready. Yo, I see Ranger in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Este Ranger, buddy. Oh my god. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I saw BBQ earlier. Shawab, Bartholomew, Austin, Salensvard, Getya, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos. Good to see you all. This lovely Sunday morning. Sunday morning here. But yes, the plan is to get some food and to get some rest after the event. To rest up for some tuna, So we're just making sure that the players are fully good to go. We were showcasing the trophy earlier. Hopefully they get to show off the trophy again. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the lower bracket finals. Lower bracket finals here of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Again, a shout out to those working behind the scenes, and a shout out to those at the venue, of course, as the event is live in Sao Paulo, papi. Oh my god, and we are jumping into this fresh best of 5, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have our Brazilian Terran player. We have our blue Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is INexorable. Bam. With his RGB keyboard, let's go. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, so oponente, baby. Here we go. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Zimi's Gaming. It is Shakti. Here we go. Again, we have our two players here. We are duking out again. The winner of this series will face up against Eric in the grand finals. Eric El Hermoso, Eric El Kangaroo, if you will, is waiting in the grand finals, waiting for the winner of this series. Meanwhile, here we go. We do have Shakti setting up with a cheeky proxy gateway. Here we go. The gateway is on the way back at home. Likewise, proxy across the map as well. For the time being, INexorable is in the dark, but he is opening up double gas opener out of our Terran player. With a double gas opener, the goal here is for a faster factory, for a delayed CC, for a more tech-heavy start. Let's go. I do apologize for being a little bit low on energy in the previous series for the final game of Eric versus INexorable. I was very low energy, just because we've been casting for almost 10 hours. It's almost been a 10-hour cast. This stream has only been live for 3 hours, but again, if you were here before that, we were live with the EWC Global Qualifier. We were live with the Global Qualifier. That was again like at midnight, of course. Now it's almost 10 a.m. in the morning, and we just casted back to back from one straight into the other. Stream went down just so we can, of course, set up the overlays and set up all the scenes, but straight back into it. Let's go. As again, it is the proxy gateway, so 2-gate opener. With this, the goal here is to proxy the Stalker, and you make the Adept back at home. The reason for this is that it does take less time to get across the map, as it can shade, so it can zoom across that much faster. Zealots and the Adept as well, racing across the map. The Reaper does poke in, does get eyes on the lack of tech, lack of expansion. Something's a little bit wrong, something is amiss. Behind the CC on the high ground, bunker on the high ground as well. Very safe play here by INexorable. He's safe, he's secure. And you can see here, the goal ideally was to force a cancel in the CC, but the CC's on the high ground. So INexorable, he is safe, he is secure. Behind this, we pull the boys here to keep that bunker up and running. Marines are going to be soon rallying into said bunker. And they rally in. Depot may fall, but alas, INexorable will hold. This will supply block. Oh, it is a brutal supply block here for INexorable. Behind this, getting to zone 1-1-1 setup. Starport is on the way. Earlier, I mean, remember, double gas into a faster factory. Starport is on the way. Tech Lab is on the way as well. From here, we can go into Cyclone Job. We can go into add-on swap into Banshee play. What's it going to be? What is the plan? Add-on swap. Okay, add-on swap into Banshee. Gibbs, baby Gibbs, show us that cloak. Back at home, we do have our tech of choice. Going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Shakti. Typically towards Blink, but if you recall casting Shakti versus Kamikaze, we saw a lot of charge base openers instead out of our Protoss. And speaking of charge base openers, there it is, charge on the way, just like what we saw against Kamikaze. Now, rushing to charge in such a way does allow Shakti to be safe against tank-based all-ins, but we're not making tanks, we're making Banshees. Without Blink Stalkers, it's going to be a tougher defense. Not impossible, but it's just going to be a much more difficult defense here. Much more difficult to keep up with the Cloaked Banshees, or with the Banshees in general here without Blink. So no Blink from Shakti. It's going to be a brutal defense. Meanwhile, tanks are building up. They are amassing. Natural life to be taken. And INexorable is going to have to fight for this. Have to fight for that natural. And if you can tell, but basically, the coffee that I was sipping on has now kicked in. Let's go. Has since kicked in. Now we can lock in, baby. blockage. Likewise, if you're on our Discord server, you can see that I was messaging Eric earlier. I was like, Pappy, don't drink too much before your game. Don't drink because they are at a bar, the gaming bar. He's like, oh, I'm already drunk. That's the Eric. It explains the builds, Pappy. It explains. As Banshee does get across the map, 6 probe kills already. 6 workers going to be going down. The sentry as well. Brutal pickups here already. As INexorable does dip over towards the right hand side. Meanwhile, Jesus, we're massing up a lot of charge lots. Remember, it was a charge opener. Charge is now done. We have a massive amount of zealots here, and can these zealots get on top of the tank? I think they can. Shield battery goes down. Now going for the probes, gets another. So far, 9 kills on that Banshee. Here come the zealots going for the tank. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Zealots, they should bring it down. Never mind, the repairs are just too good here. The tank survives. GG gets called. Shakti fails to get damage done. He sustains too many losses. And INexorable takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. An intense game 1 there. Again, INexorable able to achieve so much, able to achieve arguably too much with those Banshees. And likewise, the initial charge timing there didn't really achieve anything, right? Alas, didn't really get much damage done. Was able to defend, was able to shut it down. Didn't even get the tank. I thought at least the tank would fall, but no, never mind. Never mind. With that, GG, well played. With that, INexorable does take a lead, but immediately only a lead. We'll see if he can extend that lead even further. Bearing in mind, best of 5. Best of 5. Yo, I can see the Eximi's boys getting together. We can spy on them. Look at that, bam! You can see they're in their jerseys. They're in their jerseys in the middle. The Eximi's boys. Cheering for Shakti. Of course. Oh. As we are now getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into ley lines. One of the, I was going to say larger, one of the more standard maps of the map. I'll put it that way. One of the more standard maps. Here we go. Early GG couldn't get out of that. Well, it was twofold if you recall. One, the Banshee had dealt critical damage across the map, and the charge timing fell in its face. Right, it was those two things coming together there. So just a really rough start. Considering there was also more damage being done across the map. So, But here we go. We're getting into our next game. Getting into our next game here, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran. We have the blue Terran leading the series 1-0, representing Team Little Fairy. It is INexorable. Bam. His hair is so luscious. You can't really see it because of the headset, but he's got some long hair back. Oh my god. It's crazy. It's crazy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. We have the red Protoss himself representing Eximi's Gaming. It is Shakti. Bam. Let's go. Likewise, also long hair. True. Fun fact, Eric also used to have long hair, but did cut it short recently. He's looking a lot more proper now. He's looking a lot more sensible. Less like an animal. But it used to actually be quite long, if I recall correctly. Like he would have like he would tie it up. It'd be like a ponytail. Very long. Here we go. Here we go. We are going to be setting up. Going to be settling in. As this time, no proxy. This time, there's no committed proxy here. This time, we do go for a standard gate cyber expand here from Shakti. Nothing crazy across the map. Not this time. Not this time. Likewise, Rax expanded. This time, economic opener out of INexorable. No double gas. Remember, last game it was double gas opener, and it led into fast cloak Banshee. This time, single gas into a faster CC. So we're calming down as we load into ley lines. As I mentioned before, this is one of the more standard maps in the map pool, so we expect a little bit less aggressiveness here, a little bit less chaos. A little bit, at least. A little bit. As the Reaper moves out to scouts. Oh, did make an early Zealot. Interesting. The Zealot is spotted. The goal here with the early Zealot is to harass and to potentially delay the CC. Yo, meanwhile, big shout out to Cats in the chat. Paulo, God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Again, you've been streaming a lot and laddering a lot recently, so I hope you had a great time. And welcome, bienvenidos todos to the Brazilian StarCraft 2 Circuit El Circuito Brasileiro, papi. Here we go. We are in the low bracket finals here of this big offline event. Meanwhile, Zealot does arrive, takes out one SCV. Not too bad, trying to disrupt that initial bunker. CC does complete. And INexorable, he will pull away. He should not lose much more here. Whew, does pull back and does shut down the Zealot. Bunker will complete. INexorable holds. Oh, clutch hold here from INexorable. Did bleed out one SCV in the process, but only one. Stalker shots going off. Marine. Oh no! Oh, does go down. Yeah, brutal pickoff. More Stalkers soon to arrive. We have more Stalkers just rallying across the map. Shakti is not stopping. He's not stopping. Yes, for those that are tuning in, this is an offline event happening in Brazil, happening in Sao Paulo. So we do have a... Oh, yeah, hold on. We do have the crowd, as you can see. It is like the venue, I believe, is like has a little stage. Is like a gaming bar in Sao Paulo. So we do have venue shots and player shots as well. As Stalkers, they try to commit in. Meanwhile, they're going to be locked down. They still trade decently well against the Marines, and all the Marines do fall. Brutal losses there for INexorable. So we'll bleed out, what, 5 Marines already. Bleeding out 2 more SCVs. 2, 3 more workers going down. Cyclone production just now beginning here. Again, no Cyclones to defend. At the same time, Hellion across the map to harass in some way to get some kind of counter damage. But this is still brutal damage here. 4 SCVs, and it's not done. Getting it to 5. 5 workers going down. With that, INexorable eventually forces out the army, but some hefty losses, some brutal losses there. As Shakti does take a very comfortable worker lead, 41 probes against the 29 SCVs of INexorable. Cyclone finally arrives. Does clean up. But INexorable, he has a lot of work to do. He has a lot of work to do here. As we're trying to break the lock-on. Trying to. Cyclone gets caught out. The Stalker survives. No shot. Stalker does survive. And Shakti is not done. Blink has completed. And Shakti still wants to break this natural again. The tank production still underway. The first tank about to move down to low ground. Without that tank, bunker is denied. He got more Marines. Yo, he wants that tank. Oh, does want it. Doesn't quite pick it up. From here, we're calming down. Okay, we're calming things down. Shakti does pull away. Behind this, we have the bait in production here for Shakti. Gateway explosion in towards Colossus production. Third base as well. Shakti just containing his opponents, getting further ahead. Likewise. Yo, can we deny Stim? Oh, it's so close. He does dive in. Yeah, he's going for Stim. Stim is going to be denied. Massive pickoff. Stim goes down. One more volley. From here, pulls away. Back at home, we do have some auto harass. 3 probes going to be falling. I mean, not bad damage here from INexorable. He's getting something done, but he still needs more. It's a good start. It's a good start here. He does spot the tank. No shot, we dive on the tank. No shot, Matty, no shot. He does poke in. Oh. Pokes in. Now we have double bunker here on the low ground. We have our 2-tank setup. Sim has been rebuilt. And until Sim finishes, INexorable stuck at home. Right? He's stuck at home here. He is contained. And of course, because that delay on Sim, he's contained for even longer than normal. And now Shakti freely expanding, freely probing. Forge on the way for +1. Charge finishing up. More Colossi. Oh, we have a series. Chat, it has been a long day. It's been a long day of StarCraft. It's been a long day. Again, we just wrapped up the EWC qualifiers just before this. The EWC Global qualifiers. So okay, my second wind just kicked in. As usual, he does break out. Does finally break free. Stim is almost done, finishing up just in time with this army getting across the map. Let's go. And INexorable does push. And it's go time. I mean, again, because of all that early game damage, I mean, taking a third CC from here is going to be so difficult. May as well just commit. Doesn't pull the boys. Doesn't pull them. Set up in the center. Ideally wants to bait the army within range of the tank. Oh, 2 Marauders go down. And INexorable gets the hell out of here. Does pull away. And he's going to get caught out. A tank is going to fall. Takes down the tank. Collapses on the army. Tank laid to siege. And a Shakti, he should break through this. INexorable stepping in. He's crazy. Takes down the Stalkers. Not bad. Going for the Colossus. He gets 1. Takes down 1. Can he take down 2? It's close, and he barely will get the second Colossus. Can he get 3? No shot. Yeah, barely not. I say that, still rallying forward. Yo, with 2 Marauders in a dream, he can take down the Colossus. No shot. He's going for it. He can get it. Oh my god. Yo, 1 Marauder. Crazy. Takes down all 3 Colossus. And suddenly, INexorable, he's back in this. I mean, sure, the economy is still lackluster. He still doesn't have a third TC, don't get me wrong. But that was a very, very strong fight here for INexorable. Resets the Colossus count. Oh my god. But there's not much left over. Yeah, there's not much left over. The Stalkers on their own. Without the Colossus, they're coming in. Stalkers push forward. Tank does siege. Takes down the medevac. We're getting messy. We're getting scrappy. Shakti rotating over. INexorable is recovering. Still is lacking in expansion, don't get me wrong. Throwing down another Rax? Oh, we already had a 5 rack setup, getting up to 6. Getting up to 6 Raxes. Charge will say rally, and they're trying to force a friendly fire. Tank boys on the Stalkers. Nice target firing there out of INexorable. Behind this, how many Colossus? I believe 1, soon to be 2, sorry, 2, soon to be 3. I mean, sure, INexorable, he broke through 3 Colossus earlier, but I don't know if he can do that again. And let's go! This is it. It's time. The Observer does see everything. The boys are being pulled one way or another. The game is about to end. Either INexorable kills Shakti or he dies trying. Let's go. We have force fields though. 3 shield batteries, energy overcharge, more shield batteries on the way. Shakti, he's ready at his 3rd. Another tank. Another tank gonna be the first thing to go down. Brutal pickup. Down to 1 tank left. And INexorable is running out of steam here. 1 tank does siege. He's pushing into 3 shield batteries. He's trying to commit in, but now there's a 3rd Colossus. And Shakti should hold. Shakti, he should shut this down. 2nd tank has arrived. Massive volleys off on the sentries. And GG gets called with that Shakti. He does fight back. He does put a point on the board. Whew. GG. Este Shakti. GG, well played. Does take the game here. Does fight back. We have a series. We have a back and forth. Whew. As a reminder, this is a best of 5. This is a best of 5 matchup here. And we could go the distance. We could go the distance. We could go all the way. As we are jumping into game number 3. Oh boy, here to determine who will take a lead in the series. Who will take that lead? Oh yes, thank you, thank you. Shout out. To Senor Paolo. Shout out. But yes, so for those that are maybe tuning in for the first time, the Brazilian StarCraft Circuit is an event that started back in April. It started online, of course, as the group stage. So we had Group Stage 1, getting into Group Stage 2, getting into the playoffs, and the top four players were invited, and their travel was paid for to travel over to Sao Paulo for a big offline event organized by Cosmos. Big shout out to Cosmos. You can see the sponsors just below as well. Team Hellfire, Code for Giants, Eximius Gaming, Cosmos, Login, Impress, and one that I'm not too certain of, but but shout out to the sponsors, of course, and shout out to Cosmos putting in a lot of hard work into the event. All leading up to tonight. Let's go. And this morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our Brazilian Terran player. We have our blue Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is INexorable. Man, let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Eximius Gaming. It is Shakti. Tying up the series 1-1. Let's go. Does tie the series up. Momentum is in his favor, but we'll see if INexorable can bring it back here again. Coming into this, I do actually favor INexorable, do favor him in this matchup in this series, but I mean, someone brought up an interesting fact earlier, is that INexorable, he is one of the younger players in the region. You know, if Kat is still around, I'm sure you remember Shakti from back in the day. Shakti, he's been competing for many, many years, since Heart of the Swarm, maybe even before that. Players like Shakti, Cham, Eric, Juanito, Kelezer, Diego, like they've all been around for a very, very long time. INexorable is a bit of a newer face. He's a younger player. He's a much younger player in the scene. He only hit GM and kind of got into low GM around, I want to say, 2022, like end of 2022 coming into 2023, so that's again relatively recent. Since then, of course, he was on Platinum Heroes. He did kind of go under the wing of Future and Vindicta, Miguelito. I know they were kind of like mentoring him and coaching him back when they were on the Platinum Heroes, or at least when Miguelito was. And INexorable, he kind of rose through the ranks and has been, of course, practicing and training and improving diligently since then over the past couple of years, to the point where now he's, you know, at the top of the Latin American region here, or at least at the top of the Brazilian scene. I would say outside of Kelezer, outside of Diego, is the best Terran player in Brazil. Of course, Kelezer, I mean, I could even say is the best in Brazil, because Kelezer is now in Europa. Sure, he's no longer in Brazil. He's ever in EU at the moment, in the Netherlands, if I recall correctly. So that's why Kelezer is not playing in this tournament. Unfortunately, we would love to have him, you know, come to Sao Paulo and be a part of this, but you know, he's on the other side of the world, other side of the planet. Smurge, feels bad, man, feels bad. But in Kelezer's absence, INexorable has risen to the challenge. Yo, I saw Paco Mike in the chat earlier. True. I saw El Paquito. Hopefully he's still around. Este Paquito. As Reaper does slip into the main. Gets a full scout, confirms the take. It is going to be his Twilight Council opener. Now, once again, we've seen more often than not Shakti going to a Twilight Council into charge so far. It is a very safe way to play, and we'll see if he does once again invest into that. It was a double gas opener out of INexorable, double gas into a faster factory. Do you see the tech lab on set factory going for initially a Widowmine drop, followed by most likely tank production or cyclone production? We'll see if INexorable does go for any kind of crazy add-on swap into delayed Banshee play. Meanwhile, we spoke about charge. There it is, charge once again. It does feel like this is Shakti's go-to against a double gas opener. He's done it time and time again with mixed success. There's pros and there's some cons. Of course, when it comes to rushing into charge in such a way, it does mean that you have less mobility, less flexibility with your Stalkers to defend against drop play, right? To defend against drops like this, or even a Cloak Banshee like we saw in Game 1. Does make it more difficult to defend. But when it comes to these frontal tank push, when it comes to these frontal tank pushes, that's where charge can excel. As INexorable moves in with the drop, Stalkers, they will zone away. I say that he does want one of those Stalkers. Trying to bait the army into the mine shot. Oh! Does pick up, does pull out. Looking for another way in. Behind this doesn't add on swap, is making tanks behind this. First tank has arrived, he's got a second on the way. Tech lab on the starport just for an add-on swap into Stim. And this time much earlier Stim. If you recall previously in the last game, Stim was heavily delayed for INexorable. This time should not be delayed, this time is going to finish up real fast and real quick. So fast Stim here from INexorable, faster than normal. Third base being taken. Shakti does take gases, that is true, but doesn't really throw down too much tech. He takes gases, takes a third base, then he goes for the Temple Archives into Storm. So charge into Storm. No Colossus this time, no Colossus, no Immortals, no Robo production. Bold move. Hallucination does confirm that Stim is on the way, does get eyes on the add-ons. He's aware that he does not need a Robo, does not need Observers, doesn't need Detection. Thankfully. Shakti is aware. Here, Shakti building up. Again, Storm is halfway done at this point, and is already warping in a decent amount of High Templar. Gonna have a good amount of Storms here. Because he's rushing so quickly into Storm, into High Templar, into these upgrades, and now working towards Blink, the Gateway army is gonna be a little bit lacking. Like, the army size itself is gonna be quite small, has a lot of power behind it, don't get me wrong, but doesn't have a lot of buffer, doesn't have a lot of support for the High Templar. Scan into the natural, doesn't see much, gets eyes on a Forge. And INexorable, he moves out. Again, Stim is done in 10 seconds. And this move out is looking terrifying. He has a massive supply lead here, but it comes down to the Storms. Hylon will scout, will confirm. We go High Templar pushing forward, but again, there's barely an army here. It comes down to the Storms. Speaking of, oh! Storm, does connect. Forcing back the army. Thankfully, INexorable doesn't lose too much, not yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. Better Storm here towards the end. Yeah, brutal Storm on the fire. INexorable second guessing himself here. Third CC. Yeah, third CC on the way. Does expand. Recognizing that most likely he cannot break Shakti. He wants to, don't get me wrong. He finds the fourth, okay. Can force to cancel Shakti out of position. The base is going to be denied. And matchup's going up. Ooh, brutal Storm. The base is actually going to survive here. It's going to be close. Can he get it? He can. He can. He will. And the base is canceled. Does force to cancel. Takes down the pylon. Forcing Shakti further back. Storm's going to be coming in. Ooh, brutal Storm. INexorable, I feel like we have to get the hell out of here. Another Storm connects. Oh, and INexorable, he wants to keep going. I understand how tempting it is. There's not really much of an army. Brutal tank shots. He does focus on the High Templar. The charge is done. It's been done for a while here. Takes down one of the tanks. There's one tank left. Still very close, very clutch. Oh, can we save the tank? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Barely. Tank is... Oh, no. He wants it. He wants the tank barely. He does save the tank, does pull away. Archon goes down. And again, the supplies are still very close, still neck and neck. Oh my God. Tank dies to friendly fire from the mine shots. Brutal friendly fire. See, they're actually killing even some marauders with friendly fire as well. But remember, INexorable is not all in. Remember, he took a third. Third base is now floating over as we speak. They expand in the middle of that fight. Now rushing forward. Catching on the Immortal. Not quite. Doesn't commit in. Loading up, dropping into the main. Oh God, full medevac goes down. And he's sort of bleeding out a lot of units here. Depowers a couple of gateways. Doing his part. Another medevac falls. the game is going to slow down. We're going to calm things down here, and INexorable can now just focus on saturating his third. Likewise, Shakti claiming his own fourth top left. Bringing more High Templar, now making 2 Colossus at a time. Again, Shakti with his Robo style. Oh, nice, very nice EMP. INexorable, calm down. EMP lands on all the High Templar. INexorable does push through. Colossus are not ready. Not yet. EMP's gonna be going off. Decent EMPs. So we're holding the line, but the Colossus have arrived. It's got the Colossi. Willing to attack some shots. Does tank them. Moving in. Still making 2 Colossus at a time, by the way, so we're working on our 3rd and 4th Colossus. And Shakti, he may not stop, by the way. He might just keep going and get into a 5th and 6th one as well. That would be very Shakti. That'd be I don't know how tempered he has been since back when he used to be a more committed competitor. Okay. Stopping at 4, now switching into disruptors. He's a little bit more sane. But Colossus are amassing. 2nd starport's on the way for Mass Viking. Shakti is zoning away. Claiming a 5th base. And INexorable, I don't think he's seen the 4th. Yeah, he's not fully aware. Not aware of the economy. Shakti just snowballing air control from here. Just massing up a terrifying army. Building up more disruptors. She doesn't land on any stalkers. It was close. It was close. And Shakti's maxed, by the way. He's maxed. Oh god, he's maxed out. Nice EMPs. EMPs are solid. Vikings moving in. Yeah, no more storms. Going for the Colossus. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Should take down all the Colossus. What about the Grand Army? What about the gateway units? So stims in. Tries to chase him down. Not quite able to. Not quite able to chase. With supplies are neck and neck. Never goes up. Ooh, does connect. Brutal connection. Oh no. Yeah, it does take that over to the face. GG gets called. And Shakti, he will extend his lead 2-1. Cashing out an INexorable and is now 1 game away from claiming the series. GG. Again, we did see INexorable. He was quite successful when it came to his early aggression, early push. You could argue maybe stuck around a little bit too long. I'm referring to when he denied the 3rd. He denied the third base. He was containing his opponent, but he did bleed out a lot of units trying to drop into the main base. Likewise, he never denied, sorry, I said denied the 3rd. He denied the 4th base. He was not able to stop the 4th base once again. As it was taken on the left-hand side, it was taken and it got up and running, uncontested. And we saw that INexorable, he was just focusing on dropping further and further into the main, but didn't really pay for itself. Didn't really pay off. Bled out a lot of units, and in the end kind of ran out of steam. Once the 4th base got up and running, then Shakti, he could embrace the mass storm, the mass Colossus as well. And we also saw the benefit of this build, this opener of Shakti. We spoke about it. We spoke about going in, rushing to charge and rushing into storm is designed to shut down these early pushes. And we saw it here today. We saw it here just now. INexorable going for this early move out. And remember, there wasn't really much of an army against him, but Storm did slow him down. Storms, they connected, they slowed him down quite heavily. It was enough for Shakti to hold. So Shakti, when it comes to this opener, when he sees the double gas opener, when he opens up charge into Storm, like he wants to face off against that army that early on. He's hoping that your opponent's being that aggressive, just because he's delaying his 3rd base in favor of Storm, in favor of this army. And it did work out. It did work out quite well there for Shakti, and now we're getting into our next game. Into potentially the final game of the series, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak. We have our Brazilian Terran player. Now down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he recover and force the ace match? It is INexorable. Bam. With the RGB. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Eximius Gaming, leading the series 2-1, one game away from claiming the series and advancing on to the grand finals. It is Shakti. Bam. He's locked in. He's locked in. He's got the crowd behind him as well, if you recall. The Eximius boys, his team, supporting him from the crowd, from the bar, with some chelas in hand. You can see them watching intently. Let's go. Go. And behind this goes to the proxy. Does go for the proxy gateway here. Meanwhile, looks like economic opener out of INexorable, going for a rack expand, faster CC this time, and now we have the opportunity for Shakti to punish this. If you recall, we've seen this before out of Shakti, and he wasn't quite able to really get much done, just because the CC was on the high ground, and there just wasn't really much to punish. But here, economic opener out of INexorable, there's that command center on the low ground instead, and Shakti is going to get ready to punish. Zealot's on the way. He's going to rally Zealot across the map into an Adept, into a Proxy Stalker as well, designed to delay, maybe even force a cancel. Assuming that we had the CC on the low ground, as we can see, on the high ground. Never mind. It's only going to be on the high ground. SCV Scout across the map did confirm that, of course, the pylon is missing. Second pylon is nowhere to be found. There's that expansion, so is aware that there's no crazy all-in, but there is a proxy, and oh, no gateway. My apologies. Wait, did we cancel? There was a cancellation. I just assumed that, yeah, it does cancel in the end. Zealot's on the way. But there is no low ground setup. So we're calming down. Zealot shouldn't get much done. Behind this again, INexorable, he's in the main, he's walled up as well. Bunkers, oh, Jesus, taking this very seriously, throwing down a bunker. But as we can see, Shakti did cancel, he did not finish the gateway. He's not committing. So I would say this is still a better setup here for Shakti. Does force the CC to be delayed. Does force the investment of the bunker. Likewise, does contain INexorable into one base that much longer. Sorry, just stretching. It's been a long cast, man. It's been a long cast. Just stretching. Once again, charge. Once again, charge base opener here out of Shakti. Did he scout the gases? He didn't. Oh, he doesn't know. Okay. So he's playing blind. He doesn't know how economic his opponent was really being. So once again, charge. We know that INexorable did go for a faster CC. Behind this, going into Reactor Marine into Raven. Nothing crazy. There's no Banshees, there's no Cyclone, there's no Widowmine drop. Just calming down. Settling into his opener. Go. As behind this, throwing down extra gateways, once again, double gas. So double gas here into a robo before expanding. So really safe play here by Shakti, very tech heavy on two bases, intentionally delaying his third in favor of the gateways, in favor of the gases and the robo. So very, very committed on two bases before expanding, even going for the bay as well before expanding. Jesus. And again, the purpose of this and the reason why he's playing so safely is to try to hard counter and shut down two base play or two base all-ins. We can see that INexorable, he shouldn't really be going for that. INexorable, he's just calming down. He's on his 3-1-1 setup. No major signs of aggression yet out of INexorable. And from here, he could just expand. Could just get a third. Basically, the big thing that we're looking for our Terran player is, does he throw down 2 more Raxes, or does he throw down a command center? What does he go for? Oh, we have the answer. There it is. Command center. So CC's on the way. He is macroing up. And now, because he's macroing, because he's expanding, because he isn't pushing, I do favor INexorable in this position. I was emphasizing earlier just how committed Shakti was on 2 bases with all the gateways, the tech, the upgrades. Because of this, the 3rd base is actually quite late. It's very late here for Shakti, so his economy and his ability to get into a longer game is going to be diminished. So I do prefer INexorable's position here, assuming he's able to get his 3rd up and running, bearing in mind that, I mean, sure, his 3rd base is late, but Shakti, he's building up quite an army behind this. I say that, doesn't really have much to work with either. Like, he's been teching a lot, but has been skipping warp ins. True. So go 4 Zealots in the Sentry. Sorry, 5 Zealots in the Sentry. Army gets spotted. INexorable starts to move out. It does scan, does spot the pylon. INexorable does move out. Yo, I've never seen that used. Okay, I didn't even realize there's a Reaper clip here that's large enough for a tank. That's crazy. I actually haven't seen anyone use that before. I mean, it's too far back to lay siege on the base, so yeah, it has to be picked up. But a cheeky position nonetheless. There you go, tank does siege. Army force back. There's no disable. But the Colossus, they're so vulnerable, they're so exposed. There's only 2 of them. And again, there's not much support either. The tank is popping up. It looks like the Colossus, they defend themselves. They protect themselves. They shut down the army. Shakti, he had more than enough to defend. And I'm a little bit surprised that INexorable committed as hard as he did. Remember, he's not all in. He's expanding behind this. He has a 3rd base, but he bleeds out so much. And now suddenly he has lost map control. Suddenly his 3rd base is exposed, is vulnerable. After that failed aggression. Vikings on the way. 2nd starport for mass Viking production. Vikings. Oh, this is still amassing. I do lean towards Shakti here just because he's not getting 4th base. He retained the Colossus, more importantly. Now he can start working towards Disruptors. Storm has not been researched, so just now relying on Archon production, which the scan does reveal. Bam! Ghost Academy's on the way. INexorable working towards Ghosts. Towards Ghosts. Likewise collapsing in. Pushing into 4 Colossus, but once again, there's not really much to support the Colossus. They'll say do tank some Shotso. Yeah, they'd have in the army. There's not much anti-air, but the Vikings do fall. Oh, and INexorable, he's in trouble here. Has to back up, has to retreat. There's still 4 Colossus remaining, and there's a prison to juggle. Oh! There's that prism. It does micro back. Oh, it does save the, barely does save the Colossus. Where's the anti-air though? Where are the Stalkers? Yeah, 1 Colossus finally goes down. Gets 1, but only 1. Wow, and Shakti's done it. He has done it. He overwhelms the main army. He takes out all the SCVs. Again, oh my god, did you see 1 more Colossus getting sniped? Okay. The Vikings are popping up. But GG, yeah, GG, well played. Good luck gets called, and Shakti, he will take the series. He will pop off. Likewise, so does the crowders. Let's go. They've got Shakti cheerfuls in the crowd. And GG, Shakti, he will claim the series. He will advance on to the grand finals. GG. Oh, he's out of there. Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations here, Shakti. He will claim the series again. The Eximius boys. Oh, they've got even some banderas, papi. Oh my god, some flags. La bandera. But GG, well played again. Oh, sorry, I should fix this up. Oh. There we go. Shakti, he does claim the series 3-1. Again, INexorable, he was, I want to say, overly aggressive against Shakti specifically, just because of how safe Shakti was playing. Like, again, he was sacrificing so much of his economy to build up early Colossus and that kind of early tech, of course. And we saw INexorable was pushing into him, whereas he would otherwise be more successful if he was backing off and being more economic instead, focusing on his third base, faster third, faster fourth, or just at least faster third base, and fully securing himself on 3 bases and being a little bit more macro oriented, instead of pushing out and going for these timings that otherwise would be successful against other players. But against Shakti, because he wasn't really focusing on his economy, he was ready for it. He was set up, he was shutting it down time and time again. Maybe not the cleanest of holes out of Shakti, but holes nonetheless. And GG well played. With that, Shakti, he will claim the series, and with that, we now have our 2 finalists. Oh boy, we have our finalists. Bam. And you can see, you can see the trophy. You can see the trophy there on the stage. El Circuito Brasileiro, papi. Let's go. And I think they might bring Shakti on for an interview. Let's see. Yo, is Cosmo singing? No, not yet. For those that are curious, Cosmo is the main Brazilian caster. He also is a part of a band, and again, he's the person singing in the hype video. Get him on stage. Get him on. No. But yes, GG, well played. With that, congratulations here to Shakti, and that means we're getting ready for the grand finals. Who's going to be up next? Shakti versus Eric in those grand finals. They're going to be facing off in that PVZ, and the players will need some time to get ready, to get sorted. And we can see INexorable here. Shakti is abandoning his his setup. It's out of there. But yes, we're getting ready. The grand finals are going to be a best of 7. Bear that in mind. Will be a best of 7 grand finals. Grand finals between Eric and Shakti. Featuring one of our own. We're totally not biased, but featuring one of our own. Featuring one of the CranKy Ducklings. Beautiful, baby, beautiful. So our players, Eric, he's gonna need time. He's gonna need time to set up to get his PC set up, just because he's gonna be switching places with INexorable, so they will need some time. We'll need some time to set up. So until then, we're going to be going on a break. It's going to be an extended break. Bear that in mind. So an extended break here as our players need some time. So it's going to be around 15 or so minutes. So take the time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water. Get some water. Drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. And when we come back, we will have the grand finals. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon, papi. See you soon.